Greetings, friendos, and welcome back to the Ox Lair. For today's video, I've dug up an old friend that I'd like to introduce to you all. Behold, Mr. Bones. Or rather, his coffin, as unfortunately I don't have any of that old candy. Anyway, originally created by Fleer, yes, that same Fleer known for their trading cards and their bubblegum, back in the year of 1977, which coincidentally was the same year that John Carpenter's horror classic Halloween premiered. Mr. Bones was a candy skeleton who came in one of these little plastic coffins, which came in a variety of different colors, and whom children would have the pleasure of rebuilding by fitting the 15 little pieces of candy together, much like Aaron Kelly and his bones, or like the Cheetos Bag of Bones snacks of recent years. I thought that concept seemed familiar. This candy puzzle, as it's called, proved to be such a hit after the initial release that it was kept on store shelves year-round from 1977 onwards, though in later years he became a Halloween exclusive, much like the monster cereals of old, until the year of 2005, that is, when the old chap was finally laid to rest. But now, 18 years after the final nail had seemingly been hammered into that little plastic coffin, he's back, and he's out of control. So without further ado, let's get this box open and I'll make the proper introductions. Ha. We take the box away. Behold, from the minds of the Super 7 Company, I present to you, the viewing audience, the Mr. Bones action figure. By the way, I am not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form. But yes, released this year as part of their ReAction figure line, Mr. Bones is now available as a toy for you to play with, but not to eat. This little fella is available in 3 different color variations. Greetings, everyone. This is Oxtoberfest from the future, coming back to let you all know that apparently during the editing phase between when I've recorded this video and now, as you're seeing this video, Super 7, under their Bodega line, has decided to release a 4th version of this particular figure. As you can see here on the screen, he's now in orange and black, and he comes with the thing that we've all been asking for, a plastic coffin. Although it could be made of cardboard, I'm not sure. It's the packaging for the toy. Sorry, it's not a toy, it's an adult collectible. But regardless, I thought you should all like to know. Now then, back to the show. There's this version. There's a glow-in-the-dark version. And there's also a fluorescent version of the same color scheme. As a side note, apparently there's a t-shirt as well. Along with the figure, you also get an accompanying little headstone accessory with the words, "He's so real," which is based off of the original advertising artwork for the candy. Let's get good old Mr. Bones out of that plastic. Get him off of that card, and let him breathe a little bit. So as I was saying before, he comes with this little plastic headstone accessory with the "He's so real" imagery on it. And here we have Mr. Bones himself. These figures aren't very big, as you can tell, because they were meant to kind of imitate that 1970s/80s Kenner Star Wars action figure feel. And as such, they have the same limited articulation as these figures did. Case in point, he has articulation at the neck, at the shoulders, like so, and at the hips, like this. Now, as I mentioned before, he comes with this little plastic headstone accessory, but I, along with so many other people on the internet, feel that he would have been better off if they would have made a faithful, let's say appropriately resized version of the Mr. Bones coffin instead. Still so glad that they listened to us, the fans, on this one.
It adds such a nice visceral appeal to the toy. The adult collectible, I mean.
But if you, like yours Ghoulie, happen to have one of those original coffins, then this becomes a non-issue, for display purposes at least. The paint detailing here seems fairly well done, and does a great job of invoking that childlike wonder of playing with that old candy corpse back in the day. This little ghoul, for me at least, it really helps fulfill a childhood want to actually play with Mr. Bones as a toy, because I can remember the joy of putting it together all those pieces as a child, and then the annoyance I'd feel immediately after when I'd go to pick him up and he'd wind up looking like this Garbage Pail Kid card here, if I was lucky. So with that, I'd like to thank Super 7 for coming up with this fantastic idea and bringing our little friend here back from the grave once more. I'd also like to thank each and every single one of you out there for tuning in, as I greatly appreciate it, and it truly does warm my cold little black heart. With that having been said, I'll just end things off by saying, viewers beware, and subscribe if you dare. Okay. The plastic has been pierced, so we take the bubble. When I open up collectibles like this, I usually do it in a way like this. That way, if I feel like it, I can put them back on the card and I can display them like this. And it doesn't affect the overall appearance much. To explain how I did that, essentially, I just took my bladed letter opener and I just stabbed it through the plastic on the side like this and just carved my way around.